Most people wait until summer to start their garden, and by then, they've already lost. But here's what the seed catalogs won't tell you: May isn't just a good time to plant, it's the only time for 6 specific seeds that either make or break your entire growing season. Miss this window and you're not getting another shot until next year. So if you've got dirt under your fingernails or you're still figuring out which end of a trowel to hold, stay with me because what I'm about to share changes how you think about your garden forever. Welcome back to Earthly Gardening, the place where we grow big without spending big. If you're new here, so glad you found us. This channel is all about real gardening tips for real people who actually care about what comes out of their soil without draining their wallets to get there. And to everyone who keeps coming back, you already know we don't do fluff here. Every single video we put out is built for you. Real quick before we get into it, if you find any value in what we share here, hit that subscribe button and tap the bell so you never miss a thing. It costs you nothing and honestly it means everything to this community. Now let's get into these 6 seeds because one of them is going to completely surprise you. Seed 1, Sunflowers. Sunflowers. Now before you think, I already know about sunflowers, hear me out because most people are planting them wrong and missing out on half the benefit. Yes, sunflowers are beautiful. Yes, they make your garden look alive. But what most gardeners don't talk about is that sunflowers are one of the hardest working plants you can have in your space. They attract pollinators like bees, which means every other plant around them starts producing better. They pull heavy metals out of compacted or damaged soil, quietly cleaning your garden from the ground up. And when they're done flowering, the seeds become free food, whether that's for you, for birds, or for replanting next season. May is the perfect moment to direct sow sunflower seeds straight into the ground. No need to start them indoors, no need to baby them in trays. Push the seed about an inch deep, give it a good drink of water and then step back. Sunflowers do not like being fussed over. They grow toward light on their own and they're drought tolerant once established, meaning you won't be running outside with a watering can every single day. The key thing to remember is spacing. Give each seed at least 6 inches of room, and if you're going for the giant varieties, double that. Crowded sunflowers compete with each other and you end up with thin, weak stems that fall over before they even flower. Plant them once in May and by mid to late summer your garden will look like it belongs in a magazine. Seed 2, Cucumbers. Cucumber seeds are next, and this one is for everyone who has ever spent money buying cucumbers from a store every single week. That stops now. Cucumbers are one of those vegetables that sound complicated to grow but are genuinely one of the easiest things you can put in the ground when the timing is right. And May? May is that time. The soil temperature needs to be at least 60 degrees Fahrenheit for cucumber seeds to germinate properly, and by May in most regions, you're sitting right there or even above it. Here's the part people skip over. Cucumbers are climbers. They want something to hold on to. A simple trellis made from old wire fencing or even sticks tied together works perfectly. When you train cucumbers to grow up instead of sprawling along the ground, you save space, you improve airflow around the plant, which means less disease, and harvesting becomes so much easier because you can actually see the cucumbers instead of hunting for them under leaves. Plant your seeds about half an inch deep and roughly a foot apart. Water consistently because cucumbers are mostly water themselves and they'll let you know when they're thirsty by wilting dramatically. But they bounce back quickly, so don't panic. One more thing. Harvest your cucumbers young. The moment they reach a good size, pick them. If you leave them too long on the vine they turn bitter and the plant actually slows down production. Keep picking and the plant keeps giving. Seed 3, Basil. Seed 3 is basil, and this one is personal because basil is one of those plants that gives back in ways that go far beyond the kitchen. Most people know basil as a cooking herb, and yes, fresh basil from your own garden tastes nothing like what comes in those tiny plastic containers at the grocery store. The flavor is deeper, more aromatic, and it costs you almost nothing to grow once you get started. But here's what makes basil genuinely special in a garden setting. Basil is a natural pest repellent. Plant it near your tomatoes, near your peppers, near your cucumbers, and it creates a scent barrier that confuses and drives away aphids, whiteflies, and spider mites. It's essentially free pest control growing right in your garden bed. May is the right time because basil is one of the most cold-sensitive herbs out there. A single unexpected frost can kill young seedlings overnight. By May the frost risk is behind most regions, and the warm nights are exactly what basil craves to germinate fast and grow lush. Sow the seeds very shallowly, barely covered with soil, in a spot that gets full sun for most of the day. Basil loves heat. The more sun it gets, the more oils it produces, and the more fragrant and flavorful your leaves will be. Pinch off the flowers the moment you see them forming. This sounds counterintuitive, but when basil flowers, it's telling you it wants to go to seed, and once it does, the leaves turn bitter. Keep pinching those flower tops and the plant stays focused on leaf production for months. Okay, we are right at the halfway point and I need to pause for just a second. If you are still watching this right now, that tells me you are serious about your garden this season, and that is exactly who this channel was built for. Go ahead and drop a comment below telling me which seed so far you are most excited to plant. I want to know. And if you haven't liked this video yet, do that now because it genuinely helps more gardeners find this content. Alright, 3 more seeds to go, and the last one is the one most people have never thought to grow themselves. Let's keep moving. Seed 4, Zucchini. Zucchini. The plant that gardeners either love deeply or learn to fear by August when they can't give the things away fast enough. And that is actually the point. Zucchini is one of the most productive plants you can put in your May garden. A single healthy plant can produce more than you expect throughout the season, which means you are essentially getting months of free vegetables from one packet of seeds that costs almost nothing. The reason May works so well for zucchini is that the plant needs warm soil to germinate and warm days to fuel its growth. Plant the seeds about an inch deep and give each plant plenty of space, at least 2 to 3 feet, because zucchini spreads wide and it does not share well. One thing to watch for early on is poor fruit set. You might see the plant flowering beautifully, but the tiny zucchinis at the base of each flower shriveling up and dying before they develop. This usually means a lack of pollinators. The fix is simple. Plant your basil nearby, as we already talked about, or gently use a small paintbrush to transfer pollen from the male flowers to the female ones yourself. It takes 30 seconds and completely solves the problem. Zucchini also rewards consistent watering at the base of the plant rather than overhead. Wet leaves create the right environment for powdery mildew, which is a white dusty coating that weakens the plant over time. Keep the water at soil level and you'll avoid most of the common zucchini problems people complain about. Seed 5, Nasturtiums. Now here is where things get interesting. Nasturtiums. If you've never grown nasturtiums before, you are about to wonder why no one told you about this plant sooner. And if you have grown them, you probably already know they are one of the most underrated things you can add to any garden. Nasturtiums are flowering plants and they are completely edible, flowers, leaves and all. The flowers have a gentle peppery taste that works beautifully in salads. The leaves can be used the same way. And the seeds, once dried, can be pickled and used as a substitute for capers. One plant, multiple uses, 0 extra cost. But where nasturtiums truly earn their place in a May planting plan is through what they do for the rest of your garden. Aphids are obsessed with nasturtiums. They will swarm to the nasturtium plant and completely ignore your vegetables. Gardeners call this a trap crop. You're essentially planting a decoy that pulls the pests away from everything you actually want to protect. Sow nasturtium seeds directly in the ground in May, about ½ inch deep. They prefer poor soil, which sounds strange but is actually great news because it means you do not need to fertilize or amend the soil at all. Rich soil makes them produce fewer flowers and more leaves. Plant them in average or even slightly poor soil and they will flower brilliantly all season long. They also trail beautifully over the edges of raised beds, softening the look of your whole garden while quietly doing pest control work in the background. Seed 6, Winter Squash. And here is the one that surprises most people. Winter squash planted in May. The name throws people off every single time. Winter squash sounds like something you grow in autumn. But the name actually refers to when you eat it, not when you grow it. Varieties like butternut squash, acorn squash, and spaghetti squash are all planted in late spring, specifically around May, and they spend the long warm months of summer developing slowly on the vine before being harvested in early fall when the skin has hardened enough to store through winter. That long growing window is exactly why May is so important. These plants need roughly 80 to 100 days from planting to harvest. Start too late and the first frost of autumn arrives before the squash is ready. Start in May and the timing works out almost perfectly. Plant winter squash seeds about an inch deep and give them even more space than zucchini. These are big sprawling plants and they need room to run. If space is a concern, look for compact or bush varieties which produce the same great squash but on a much smaller plant footprint. The payoff is extraordinary. A few winter squash plants can feed your family for months after harvest because properly cured squash stores for up to 6 months in a cool dry spot. You plant in May, harvest in fall, and eat through winter. That is one of the best returns you will ever get from a single packet of seeds. So there you have it. 6 seeds, 1 window, and an entire season of food and beauty waiting on the other side of planting them. Sunflowers to feed your garden ecosystem. Cucumbers for consistent fresh produce. Basil to protect everything around it while filling your kitchen with flavor. Zucchini for that reliable heavy harvest. Nasturtiums work quietly as your garden's defense system. And winter squash builds slowly toward a harvest that lasts long after summer is over. None of these are complicated. None of them require a big budget. What they do require is that you plant them now, while May is still here and the window is open. If this video helped you at all, please like it before you go. Drop a comment below and tell me which of these 6 you are starting this month. I genuinely read every single one. And if you are not subscribed yet, now is the time because we put out new gardening content every week built around helping you grow more and spend less. Until next time, get your hands in that soil. Your garden is waiting.